Anti-Semitism is often called the oldest hatred, and while many of us had hoped it had largely gone away, it's unfortunately making a resurgence in our communities and on college campuses today. In order to understand anti-Semitism, we have to start by understanding what Judaism is and who Jews are. Through this three-part series, we hope to help you better understand Judaism and Jews, the history of anti-Semitism, and how it manifests today. Out of 8 billion people in the world today, fewer than 15 million are Jews. That's just 1 out of every 500 people. Judaism is the world's first monotheistic religion, and it's much more than a religion. Jews are also an ethnicity, culture, people, and nation. Judaism is different from universal religions like Christianity, Islam, and Buddhism, which center primarily around a set of religious beliefs. Some would describe Judaism as an ethno-religion, meaning a group of people who share an ethnic and religious background. So while many Jews identify with Judaism as their religion, others may consider themselves ethnically and culturally Jewish. In fact, 40% of American Jewish adults under 30 say they are either atheist, agnostic, or of no religion. Importantly, the idea that Judaism is only a religion is actually just a couple hundred years old. Pretty recent, given that Judaism began about 3,500 years ago.
Some say anti-Semitism is one of the oldest hatreds. But what is it really? Anti-Semitism is prejudice, discrimination, or oppression directed toward Jews as individuals or as a group because they are Jewish.
While the term anti-Semitism didn't exist until the late 1800s, hatred of the Jewish people has existed for millennia and has persisted throughout the world. Anti-Semitism has endured because it adapts to social, political, and religious contexts. It's used by those seeking power, and sometimes to undermine movements for justice and equality.
In nearly every historical era, the Jew of the anti-Semitic imagination has represented the collective fears and prejudices of various groups and societies. By blaming Jews, those with power or those who seek it can distract attention away from the actual sources of the problems they are responding to.
As we've explored, false stereotypes of Jews have continued for centuries. But would you believe that over a quarter of the world's population today believes numerous anti-Semitic stereotypes to be true? For example, 34% of the global population believe Jews have too much power in international financial markets. 23% believe Jews are responsible for most of the world's wars. And 34% believe that Jews think they are better than other people. When anti-Semitism and other forms of targeted hate show up online, the impact on students can be particularly toxic. Students of any identity group that is targeted by hateful social media posts can face heightened anxiety, depression, and feelings of isolation. For Jewish students, this is no different. Over 1 week in May 2021, the words "Hitler was right" appeared in 17,000 tweets. Other phrases such as "exterminate Zionists" and "globalize the Intifada" have proliferated as well, calling for the murder of Jews, the eradication of Israel, and the denial of Jewish self-determination in the Jewish homeland. These phrases show up repeatedly in students' social media feeds and are particularly prevalent in student government conversations on some campuses. Jewish students who have a relationship with Israel have been targets of harassment on social media and on campus, and have faced campaigns to socially isolate, marginalize, and force them out of student government and other campus organizations. Universities must be places where all students are free from identity-based harassment. Anti-Jewish harassment must be called out and addressed like other forms of harassment. Like all hate and discrimination, anti-Semitism causes physical, emotional, and psychological harm. No student, including Jewish students, should be subjected to toxic, harmful rhetoric and behavior because of their identity.
Anti-Semitism and all forms of hate must be dismantled. Those fighting any form of racism or bigotry won't succeed until anti-Semitism is confronted. There is an ancient Jewish teaching that says, "It is not your responsibility to finish the work of perfecting the world, but you are not free to desist from it either." Each of us has the responsibility to work against anti-Semitism and all forms of hatred. Together, we can create a more tolerant and just society, where differences are embraced and celebrated so that we can all thrive.